wanted to just quickly profile immigration trends. It's something we look at in housing because it's a key driver of household formation. We saw some questionable, a little bit squirrely numbers in some of the high frequency household formation data. Here are some of the tea leaves we're able to pull up. So first chart here, we're showing the number of Cuban migrants caught by the US Coast Guard. The Coast Guard publishes these numbers. So we're down to a little less than 2,000 here in 2017. Remember, the Coast Guard's fiscal year is the same as the government, October to September, so we're a good portion through. We're up towards 7,500 last year. 4,176 actually is the number Cuban migrants caught during the corresponding period, so through May of last year, so down 52% relative to that through May period year over year. If we look at a different measure, so this is the number of illegal immigrants apprehended at the southwest border, down 64% year over year in May, so that's the latest data we have. So I think there's not a lot of this data. There's not big quant. It's mostly anecdotes. This is some of the hard stuff. When we're talking about either the border or the Coast Guard apprehensions, it's a relatively small absolute number. You see, we're talking about the numbers in the thousands, but to the extent these different tea leaves are telling a cohesive story and are kind of reflecting the broader underlying reality, it is meaningful, particularly if it persists from here. And just to highlight, why it's meaningful. So demographics, you can see in this next chart, look back across the last 3 to 4 decades. You can see immigration has accounted for roughly 30% of total population growth over the last 3 to 4 decades. And you can see in the annotation there, it's actually been a little bit larger because those immigrants tend to have higher fertility rates. So when they come in and become official, become naturalized, their outsized contribution persists going forward. So it's certainly meaningful, a third of population growth coming from immigration. If you look at some of these longer term census projections, as we move out, immigration is expected to become really the singular source of population growth. So no domestic population growth, immigration giving you what will be most of your 1% minus as we push towards, call it 2040, 2050. And then as I highlighted, as it relates to housing, the impact is similar with respect to household formation. You can see that here on the next chart. Foreign-born have contributed approximately 26% to total household growth over the last 15 years. And if you X out those recession years, the immigration does tend to be cyclical to some extent. You see that in 2009.
This is a huge deal.
Yeah, you're up over a third of total household growth is coming, from the foreign-born. So, it's underappreciated, I think, immigration trends. It's slow moving. That's probably why it's hard to talk about in high frequency or manically, right? But some early tea leaves there, and we'll see what happens.